Okay, so you should get a little warning popping up saying that I am recording, going to record this, and we'll take it through. I'll just, if you accept that, I'm just going to take you through. Obviously, I've sent you all out now to all the registrants a couple of links. So once you register for the competition, you then get sent another link that says if you want to register for the New College Lanarkshire Moodle area. So I'm just going to New College Lanarkshire's website. And when you go to the website, if you follow the link that you've been sent, so Scottish students have been sent one link and non-Scottish based resident students are sent another link. That's purely to do with funding, that's it. So you follow that link and it asks you to sign up and it asks you for a ton of personal information, obviously. Some of the questions that I was getting asked was, what are the course fees? So it's course fees covered by college. There are, I think, about 100 options in there. Course fees borne by college or covered by college. Okay. So once you've done that and you've registered, it asks you to go to the college website and then sign in. So you'll have a student number, your student number at my.nclan.ac.uk, and initially your password would be your date of birth, 8 digits long, so day, month, and then 4 digits for year. And it was all covered in a little video that I sent you. But I've resent all of that. If you then get to, you can log into it. The video I sent takes you straight into Moodle pretty much. Actually, what you'll be faced with is this page that's here. So if you look, it's the welcome dashboard. If you click on my home dashboard on the left-hand side, that opens up this page. And then on this page, if you scroll down, you will see there's lots. There's just here, this is unauthorized right now. It's my mail unauthorized. Click here to grant access to your mailbox. You can click on it and you can just confirm access, and you'll actually have access to that email address, the student number at my.nclan.ac.uk. If we're only looking to use it for the practice area, then it's here, which is Moodle. And Moodle is the college's virtual learning environment. So yep, when you click on it up here to the top, you can search courses. And if you type in world skills, you'll see these are all the courses that I have access to just through my normal day job. And here there's a couple, there's a mechanical engineering CAD and there's a digital construction in BIM. So obviously you're looking to join that. I have already sent you out the pass key for that. There's an enrollment key, which is digital. It's all lowercase and you'll have that in your email. So what I wanted to show you then was once you actually log in and you've then accessed the virtual learning environment, there is just some basic competition information, the technical handbook. We've got training materials. So if you click this link really takes you to our YouTube playlist where there are a lot of videos. Now there are something like 30 plus videos in here. These are not the necessary all the training materials to get you ready for the passive competition. These would be all the training materials you require for the passive and the national qualifier and the national final. So when we look at what's included in the passive in a little bit, I'll take you through the sample for that. You'll see that some of these will be useful. Others really are if you would qualify for the national qualifier and then the remainder for the national final. Okay, but you all have access to them either way. So at the very least, just even taking part and practicing through them, you are updating and hopefully improving your skills. Many of you will already know everything or almost everything that's in those videos. There is a little top tips area as well, and all I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the top tips and it'll expand that and show you what's contained within it. If there's anything in there, it will put it in here. If not, some of them haven't obviously opened up yet, and they'll open up as you progress further in the competition. So top tip 0, there we go. What is the competition? And if you click on it, it takes you directly to a video. I will pause it, but pretty much it's a little introduction to World Skills Digital Construction Competition. It's a great video to watch, except the bits I'm in. Remember to publish latest. the BIM execution plan, beginning with a template, Revit skills, and sharing information. And again, these are pretty much the areas where we would say most students that dropped points in these areas, hence why we've made them top tips. They're also included here in the training materials and those 30 plus videos. Each of these is one of the videos that's in here. But because students watch that and still drop the most amount of points here, that's pretty much why we are including them separately as well. This is the part of the website that I really want you to focus on though. So what we've got here is in the practice area, we have a practice heat quiz. We also have a data set. Now, if you click that, it will download a zip file. Unzip that before you start and pay attention to where you unzip it to. You're going to need these files. Okay, so if I look at show in folder, what have we actually got? In there, there's a sample BIM execution plan and a little file called sample house 1. So at points, you'll be asked to open the BEP, look through the BEP and find some information and then type that into the answer spot that's been provided. Or you'll be asked to open this model, amend it somehow, and then, so something like it might be move some walls or add a ceiling, what is the volume of the room, that type of thing. So you do notice we've got practice heat quiz. If I click on that, then it opens up to this page. And as per candidate conduct policy, yeah, you've agreed that everything you do is going to be your work. You're not getting any help from anybody. It's you that's sitting the assessment, nobody else. But as this is actually just a practice, you are allowed to get help. You're allowed to ask me for help, and you're allowed to ask friends, colleagues, lecturers, etc. for help. The practice heat that's in here contains 30 questions and you're being given 90 minutes. You've got 90 minutes to complete this. The official competition, it's saying, is going to be 30 minutes. We've been practicing through that and we think we're going to extend that. And you will see that we'll extend it to 45 minutes. So there's going to be 30 questions in the official competition. They are very similar to the questions that you're being asked here. So what you want to try and do is practice this as often as possible to get used to the format of the questions, what you're being asked, what you're being asked to do. And it's fine to take 90 minutes, but the more you practice it, you want to try in half that time. You're allowed to answer the questions in any order you like, and I'll show you that as a little example when I step through it. You can navigate to different questions using the quiz navigation. You can use next page. When you're finished, when you complete, you have to click on the finish attempt button, and I'm going to show you all of this in this session. But up to that point, you may return to attempt and go back to any question, or you hit submit all and finish, and that's the end of the assessment if you click that. After that, you will no longer be able to return to the test. There is no passing score. What we're looking at, if we have 100 competitors or 95 competitors who are registered, we are looking at approximately half to just over half of those competitors progressing to the next round. And we're going to obviously look at the host centres around about the UK, and we'll see and we'll organise how many can go forward and where those host centres will be. Now that's going to then be in June, but obviously we need to look at this part first, okay? Practice as many times as you like, and after you've finished, you will see all the answers. You'll also be told what you got right, what you got wrong, but in the actual passive official competition, once you click submit, it won't tell you what your score is, and it won't tell you what you got right or what you got wrong until we announce who's going forward, and then that will be released. Now that could be a week to 2 weeks later. Okay, so I can see preview. You'll either see preview or attempt. There we go, start attempt. And it looks like this. So what status code should be used against files in the work in progress folder? And if I go to that data set and I open up the BIM execution plan, I know where to find that information. And if I scroll all the way down in here, I will find in the work in progress folder it's S0. Now I know that because I've been watching the videos and I've been in here practicing, so I'll select S0. And we can see if we scroll down, it fits a certain number of questions onto the page. So we can get all the way down to 25 or so on this page. But I'm just going to work my way through. Again, looking at where is so some of it is just general knowledge, but where is a local copy of the BIM project model stored? And that's going to be on the user's computer. In Revit, what does the synchronize central button do? Which of the following is not a workflow clash? And we just work through these questions. You'll notice up here on the top right, you can skip directly to a question. So if I click number 9, it will take me straight there. Okay. If I scroll down and I get to like the bottom of that page, it does have a next page option. Most of these are multiple choice. Some of them are physically type in an answer. So using the Uniclass 2015 complex table, so the CO table, find and type the code for college campus. Now that might be in the BEP, or it might be expecting that you have to go to the NBS toolkit, for example, and use that. Once you know the answer, we go and type that in. So let's go to like the NBS toolkit tables, and you'll notice I've already been typing that many times. This changed actually on Thursday. Don't know if anybody else has found that, but this literally just changed on Thursday. I taught a class during the day and then I taught an evening class at night, and it was a different website. Look at this. So it has literally just changed. We're looking for the Uniclass table, which is complex table. So there's the complexes table. And then I can come back to here. So complex table, find college campus. So I can copy that, search the Uniclass. We can put that in and hit enter to go and search it. Oh, there we go. There's an issue. It has actually updated. So one of the things that Uniclass did this week was when it updated, so I need to go in and change this. When it changed the website, they also removed some elements from there. So there we go. So that, there's no way we can possibly get that correct. As of Thursday, they updated it. Interesting. If I go to next page just now, we'll just skip that one. It gets to here, and what it's going to do is it's going to ask you the rest of the questions, type in your answers and just say next page. Eventually, when you get to the last question and we put in our answer, so which discipline would be, and again, we'll go to the BEP and all your answers are in that BEP. If I say finish attempt, I get to see that I haven't actually answered many of these. So what I could do is I could click on the number up here, the corresponding number, and it will take me immediately back to that question where I get a chance to select one, and I'll pick something that's wrong so we can see what happens. Next page, and then finish attempt. So this is the second time I've got to this page, but I have this option. I can return to it, or I can click on any of these questions that I know I haven't yet answered, or I can end the quiz when I click submit all and finish. And if I click that, submit all and finish, it does end. And it's telling me what I got wrong, but what it also does tells you what you got right. And then it tells you what the answer should be underneath. So the correct answer is that, yep. And then here it means if it's something you didn't understand, you didn't know the answer, it gives you the answer to the whole thing in here. And then we can look at that and say, do you understand why that's the answer? Now, if you don't understand why that's the answer, what I'm looking to do is support you all with that. So you're welcome to contact me anytime. If we need another webinar and go over the whole thing, I'm quite happy to go over that as well. The official competition is almost exactly the same. It will ask you different questions. Instead of what status code is work in progress folder, it might ask what status code a file shared for coordination in the shared folder might be, in which case coordination is S1, information would be S2, review and comment would be S3, and the answer's in the same place in the BIP. That's the idea. If it asks you to open the model and edit and put a ceiling in this part, in the official competition, it's going to pick a different room and get you to put a ceiling in a different room, etc. So practicing is actually really important because it's going to show you almost exactly the same question that's going to be coming up in the official competition. Okay. So I got a message here from Jeff. Sorry, Jeff, I've just seen that. Have these links been sent to educators as well? Which links, Jeff? Which ones? You're on mute.
Sorry, yeah, trying to find switch. The email that you sent out to all of the participants that have got the link to the Moodle and what have you sort of thing, has that email been sent to the educators as well?
I did not send that. Would you like access to that? I can send that.
Just for peace of mind as to all the people who are getting sort of thing, just in case they ask. That'd be great.
No
Cheers.
problem. No problem. What I will do is, yeah, I'll send that out. I'll send that out. Sounds good.
How many variations are there on the practice tests, or is it?
The practice test is one.
Right.
So the practice test actually is just the one. So if I go back to mine, maybe I should have gone back a quicker way. There is that. There is a few variations on the passive heat itself. So when people log in, there's 3 different versions of that. They're exactly the same again. That one of them will ask, what's the status code for, what status code we use for work in progress? That's in here. It might ask, we can also be asked that might actually pop up. What's the status code for shared for collaboration or coordination? And the other one will ask, what's the status code for shared for information, for example, or review and comment. So it's the same questions, it's exactly the same tasks. What will happen is one of them will be released in the morning of the 20th, and one, so it's open for, I think, 2 hours we discussed, and the other one will be open in the evening. And it's just, what I'm going to do is speak to all of the competitors and find out when people are available. On the 20th of April, would they rather it was opened at 11 to 1, or would they rather it's 5 to 7? And then they just get access to that one. One of the things that we said, we kind of attempted this last year, and a lot of people says I'm not available on the 20th of April. It's the same thing as the national qualifier. That's the day that we're running it. So if you're not available on the 20th of April, or you're not available on the 8th of June, or you're not available in the week commencing the 14th of November, that's when the competition is. So maybe by giving you all plenty of notice, if people are working and we need to maybe swap shifts and things, then as I say, it's open. It's going to be open 2 different time slots during that day. So hopefully that should be able to accommodate everybody. What I will say is we have 95 people registered for the competition. There are 25 people practicing. 25 people have already began practicing. So we have quite a lot of people, 70 people who are not practicing. Okay, so that's a biggie for me. I would say definitely get in and click on the link, go through that practice and try and be able to do that competition in under 45 minutes. Bearing in mind you're doing the same one, you'll have memory of what the questions are. It will shuffle them. Even if 2 people are actually sat, it does say this should be your effort, this should be your it's your assessment. You can't sit and help each other. We're hoping you're not sitting helping each other, but it does shuffle all the questions. So ideally that kind of negates that. Equally, anybody that actually gets through, the national qualifier would show that up really. So hopefully that works. Does anybody else have any other questions? Does it look pretty straightforward to use?
No, not from me.
No, all good.
No, all good.
I missed the beginning with this registering on the Moodle, but I can see it on the video then.
Yeah, we'll just mute you. Sorry about that. It's coming back through the speakers, Michaela. Are you an educator, Michaela?
Sorry? No, I'm a student.
Ah, you're a student.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was purely because I saw you were doing so well sending the link to everybody else. I just thought you're dead focused and organised. You must have been a lecturer supporter. I'll make sure.
Mitchell, I just want to say I'm a bit older. So
That's all right. Perfect.
Sometimes I need a bit longer for things to understand. So,
Me too.
So do I need a link to register on this Moodle? Because I just registered a couple of days before, so it's like
I would ask. I just sent another email out today. Tonight, did you get that?
Okay. When did you send it?
Right, so I'm just going to restart the recording on it. The simulation questions Revit version was actually 21. So in the practice, what I'd recommend is you update all of the data sets if you're using. So I thought we'll leave them at 21 because a lot of students will have version 21. You can update them and then save them and they'll be version 22. For the actual competition, I'm providing the 2 data sets and 2 zip files. One will be version 21 and one will be version 22, and it clearly says on it which is which. Within that, students can then download the correct version that they're using, either 21 or 22. So it means it's available for people who have 21 or 22. We have double checked Revit 21 and 22. There is absolutely no difference to the answer, the question or anything. It's exactly the same. And we validated the results are exactly the same no matter which version we're using. Just means that if people have 21, they can do the passive using 21. If they've got 22, use 22. Okay, good question. Anybody else get any other questions? Or are people sitting practicing? That would be good. I want to log in at the end of this week and see 95 people practicing.